Hello my friends and fellow VEDSies, it is day 13, and today we're going to be looking at some of the best piano intros of all time, or at least some of my favorites. Let's go! Number 15, Daydream Believer by the Monkees. I always feel a little silly when I talk about loving the Monkees because, I mean, the Monkees, they had an entire comedic TV show. They were designed to be silly and goofy and fun, so it's easy to forget that they had some genuinely really good music. And Daydream Believer is certainly one of the best. And this intro is just bright and simple and utterly delightful, and it perfectly sets up this happy little song. 14, Unforgettable by Nat King Cole. So this one is like extremely nostalgic for me because it's one of my brother's absolute favorites. When we were little, I remember him and my dad making a stop-motion animation film with a bunch of our toys and dollhouse called Wally vs. the Dinosaurs, and the entire thing was set to this song. Either way though, it has this wonderful dreamlike quality that I absolutely adore. The music is beautiful and romantic and ethereal with or without my childhood memories, but it really makes it extra special. Number 13, Head Over Heels by the Go-Gos. This is another song that we listened to a ton growing up. It's just such a fun, happy number, and it's really perfect to dance around the house to. And a massive part of that is the piano, especially this intro. Theory-wise, it's not really complicated, simple notes, simple rhythm, but it has this driving quality to it that pumps you up whenever you listen to it. Number 12, Lean on Me by Bill Withers, because talk about recognizable. With the first chord, you know what this is. There's a soulful quality to the entire song that's obvious in this intro and is a major part of why the song is so beloved, even after decades of being overplayed. Number 11, Bad Bad Leroy Brown by Jim Croce. I knew I wanted to include at least one blues or boogie-woogie style song when I started this list. There's just so much great piano work going on in any of those songs. And Bad Bad Leroy Brown is such a great example. The groove that this intro gets going immediately sets the tone and makes you want to dance for the whole song. Number 10, Jump by Van Halen. Here's another one where you know what it is from the first chord. Hell, do you even actually need the first chord? I'm pretty sure once you hear that synth low note, you know exactly what the fuck this is. Like, the sheer iconic energy meant that this had to make it on the list. Number 9, I Feel the Earth Move by Carole King. Y'all, I love this song so much. There's such a great groove to it, especially in the piano. Carole King has the range, but this song sticks out in an already really impressive discography. And so much of what makes this song special is the piano. There's some wonderful syncopation happening in this intro that I just adore and had to highlight. Number 8, Mr. Blue Sky by Electric Light Orchestra. Admittedly, it does feel a little strange to include this one on the list, especially so high up. I mean, it's just the same chord over and over again. But there's something about that chord that's really special and instantly recognizable and makes the song stand out. Number 7, Bridge Over Troubled Water by Simon & Garfunkel. God, this is such a beautiful song, and easily the most complicated of the ones we've talked about so far. It's so rich and dense with these beautiful chords, and the left hand is doing its own counterpoint melody, and that's also gorgeous and dynamic and wonderful. You know, my mom says that when she was a kid, they would sing this song in church, and I totally get that because it is transcendental. Number 6, 1,000 Miles by Vanessa Carlton. So I always feel a little bad when a song becomes a meme because it makes it so much harder for the artist or the song to be taken seriously for how legitimately good they usually are. I say this as a John Denver fan, and that is definitely the case for 1,000 Miles. Which is a shame because this piano part is genuinely really beautiful and interesting. Charles Cornell has a video where he talks about iconic piano riffs and dissects this one, and it's really interesting, and I encourage you to check it out because there's a lot more going on here than you'd initially expect. Number 5, Vienna by Billy Joel. Let's not kid ourselves, Billy Joel was inevitable here. I had a few ideas for songs of his that could be on this list, Piano Man being the obvious one. And there are so many wonderful Billy Joel songs that could have qualified. So I just chose my personal favorite. Vienna is one of Billy Joel's favorite Billy Joel songs, and you can hardly argue with Billy Joel, especially when the song in question is beautiful and bittersweet and dreamlike like this one is. Number 4, Mamma Mia by ABBA. I don't know how ABBA became a massive part of what I talk about on this channel, but they definitely seem to be coming up. Can you blame me? There's so much detail and nuance to all of their music, and this absolutely iconic intro is no exception. I think what makes this piece really special is its weird sort of contrary motion. Whenever the right hand part goes down, the left hand part goes up by the same amount, and vice versa. It makes something that's simultaneously really simple and recognizable, but also complex and hard to wrap your head around. It's just so good, I could listen to it for ages. Number 3, Wildfire by Michael Martin Murphey. This song is so pretty. Like, there is no reason for a song about death and grief and dying ponies to be this beautiful. And the piano is arguably the main factor in making this song as successful as it is. It's so gorgeous and musically dense. And the crazy part is, if you listen to it, it sounds beautiful, but not that complicated. Well, let me tell you, I pulled up that sheet music online and oh my god, this shit is complex. Even when I was still studying piano and really working at it, I don't think I could have done that. It's wild. Number 2, I Don't Like Mondays by the Boomtown Rats. Do people know this song? I don't think I've ever met anyone in real life who knows this song, which is a shame because it's absolutely incredible. The song is a reaction to a school shooting that happened in San Diego, where the only explanation the shooter gave for why was that she didn't like Mondays. And the song is a reflection on how entirely senseless it was. There's this strange dichotomy from the very beginning. You need to create something chaotic and senseless, but it still has to sound nice enough that people will actually want to listen. And this intro is able to do exactly that. It's bombastic and dense, full of all sorts of techniques and weird moments, while still retaining this rich, lush beauty. And number 1 is Come Sail Away by Styx. So remember how this entire process of making lists and doing a musical VEDS came from my mom and I falling down a musical list rabbit hole? Yeah, well, a top piano intros or 2 was in the mix, and we kept screaming about Come Sail Away. This song is so stunning, so iconic, it almost sounds like something classical that you'd hear coming out of a music box, and that makes it even cooler when it begins to transition into the more rock portion of the song. It's just perfect. So yeah, there we go. We've got my top 15 piano intros. I've got a playlist of all of them in the description, so there's no excuse for you to not tell me what you think. Alright, my friends and fellow VEDSies, I'll see you tomorrow.